Hey friends, Rosalyn Carter has died, and I wanted to share with you her Bazi Chinese astrology so that you can better understand how a pattern can be broken and a day master can lose its life force. This is Lydia Nitya. This is Karma Chameleon, the channel for all things Chinese astrology and feng shui. Often I like to read the charts of famous people to better understand our own charts and our own lives. So if this is something that speaks to you, please subscribe, like, ring the bell so you don't miss a single video. I also later in this video, I'm going to share with you the incredible lifelong marriage between former President Jimmy Carter and First Lady Rosalyn Carter. I also wanted to share with you that I have lots of videos coming up for 2024 predictions for the Year of the Dragon. I've already posted some about the presidential election and also celebrity forecasts for 2024. It's a very exciting time. And also talking about period 9, which will also come in with the Year of the Dragon. So lots of videos to look forward to. So again, if this is something that you're interested in, hit the bell so you don't miss any. Rosalyn Carter, born August 18th, 1927, had to adjust for daylight savings time to 5 a.m. Be really careful when you're working, if you're putting together a Bazi 4 Pillars Chinese astrology chart, that you have the time accurately. She's born the year of Yin Fire Rabbit, the month of Yang Earth Monkey, the day of Yang Wood Monkey, and the hour of Yin Fire Rabbit. I'll show it to you. Some of you have asked to see what these look like. Yeah. And it's a bit of a mess. There's always lots of scribblies. And so wood, her element, is strong at, about 35%, but she has hardly any water supporting that. And she's born in the month of early autumn, the monkey, which is yang metal, and that really forms the pattern for your chart. And so the season being metal and her being wood, they're in opposition with each other. Right? So that water is what is needed to give her that flow and that continuum of energy to balance out her chart. And so that comes into play later on when we get to the end of her life. Now, this is somebody who, as a double rabbit, double monkey, really those personalities are so strong. This was a woman that was an innate leader. She did not subordinate to anybody, and she was large and in charge. And I have a feeling there were moments where she was acting more like the president than Jimmy Carter was behind closed doors. She's peaceful and perceptive and conservative and refined, diplomatic. Those are all qualities of a rabbit. And then you've got, and the rabbit is far more like a little secretive, a little more almost like Scorpio energy, passive or behind the scenes. And then the monkey is front and center. Not quite like a rooster, but very clever, very confident, vibrant and social, and able to do many different things at once. This is like the ultimate multitasker, right? And she's also incredibly organized, able to keep all the ducks in a row. So I would imagine that was a great asset to Jimmy. As we see through her luck cycles, how her life played out, the luck cycle of 1944, so long ago, when she got married, July 7th, 1946, and she had to have been like 18, 19 years old. And in that luck cycle was all this shift and change happening, the prediction of having sons, of getting married, of creating her nest, and And her father, who died when she was 13, was very much an essence of this time for her. And then we get to the White House. We jump all the way up to 1974 Lux cycle when she's 46 to 55. And as First Lady, this is Yin Water Ox, which is all the energy. These are the elements she most needs. This is like a very good, like when you look at your Lux cycles, which is determined by your birthday and time, it allows you to see how when we move through these decades of our life, how the influence of these influxing, the animal and the elements can really give you exactly what you need for your chart to thrive, and for you to thrive as a result. So she's got all these great qualities. This is a time speaking directly to government, to politics, being in the White House, prospering, wealth and fame and travel and all these things. And also being a mother and a wife, and the duties to also her family, which was kind of buried during that time because so much was about politics. But I think the mother archetype was extremely strong during this time. Then we jump forward to 2014, the current Lux cycle that she was in. She was about to change into a new Lux cycle next year. And I often find people die right around their change of Lux cycle, as if their energetic body senses the end of something. And when you've lived a long, long life like this, it's a perfect closing, right? It's like the great amen, all done. And so when we look at the two of them, he's born in the year of the Yang Wood rat and the day of Yin Water Ox. So he has in his chart that Zamao rat rabbit punishment, which also his rat and her rabbit also create this unusual relationship. And it's a relationship that I would think it had its conformity because that was what's required, especially given their faith. And yet I think that there were a lot of unusual dynamics about it. And when you look at what they each are looking for in their chart, when you look at the placement, so you can see in the placement where your mother sits, what your relationship was with her or is with her. You see the relationship that you have with your husband, and you see his relationship with you. And in that, you can see where you might be missing something with each other, what that chink in your armor that leads to arguments or winds up becoming a divorce. And I think that sometimes when you have that information ahead of time, it can help you to avoid the demise of a beautiful relationship that you don't want to see end. Maybe if you both have the awareness of what that thing is, you can work on it. So these two, opposition. That's what they're both looking for in a love match. Give me that challenge. Oh, yeah. And so, in the challenge, there is the opportunity. Sure, I'm sure they butted heads. And I'm sure there are, silent treatments and time offs and whatever. But ultimately, the challenge is to understand and respect our differences with each other, and to recognize that even as we butt heads, we can break something open like a geode and discover something beautiful inside. So inside of the conflict, we recognize that he was looking for a partner and a friend, and he has referenced his marriage to her as being just that. And he is also looking for a spiritual connection, a soulmate. And for her, she tucked in here is her father. And he's such a beautiful component of her chart, and also this spiritual connection. And so it is that aside from any conflict they had in their marriage and in their relationship, what really I feel was the bind to them, the light force, was their spiritual union. And I mean, if we are here for any other reason, it is a soul's journey to have that level of a romantic partner, somebody that you connect with beyond the worlds, known and unknown. And oftentimes I wonder if this isn't speaking to people that have reconnected over lifetimes. So when we look at her chart and we see that, in the hour we see her career, and her career was very much about having to play roles like being first lady, being the person by her husband's side, and doing her own charitable work and all the work that she did for mental health. And these two people have left such a gorgeous legacy. It's inspiring to me, all the good that they have done in this world. When I was teaching kids yoga for 20 years, I always said to the kids, it is not about you. You did not come onto this planet to be me, 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 me. I want. It's I am, and I want to share. I am, and I'm here to serve. How can I better the lives of the people around us? How can I better our environment? How can I? We aren't here to serve ourselves. We're here to serve others. And when we do that, our life becomes so rich and meaningful. Yeah. And so in her playing these roles, her job shows all of this changeability, how she brought in this intuitive knowing with a capital K, as I call it, and intuitive sense with her work. And I love people that bring their faith into their lives in such a dynamic, beautiful, all-encompassing, giving nature. For all the wars and death that have been born of religion, that isn't what religion is about. Religion is unifying. Religion is being of service to all of humanity. Religion is, as again, referencing my time as a kids yoga teacher, your faith is that which inspires you to be greater than you already are. And in that inspiration, to recognize how you are here to serve. Yeah. So when we look at the day that she died, we have this yin water rabbit year. And then we have a yin water pig month of November, very watery, right? And yet this final piece, the day of yin metal snake, comes in. And when we have the snake coming in, that is when we have the punishment that she's been in since 2014 of the snake hitting up against her day master of the monkey, and this fire up against the monkey is really where the pattern of the monkey is broken. The metal pattern is broken by all of this fire, and the fire that is in her current lux cycle, which is a yin fire snake. So there's a lot of fire. So all since 2014, these past 10 years, that metal pattern has been slowly breaking, and all of that fire has been weakening her wood self. And so when you finally get to that day, even with the presence of all the water, it's not enough. And that's where it goes. And the day master gives up, and the pattern is broken, and life ends. And when you have somebody that lived a life this long, this beautiful, it's like, you have to go sometime, right? So I'm glad that she was at home, surrounded by family. Blessings to all of them. Thank you so much for listening. Be well.